Hey members, we need to talk about 2023 for a minute. Make sure you stay to the end. You don't want to miss this one. I'm Chris Swift, and this is MTeq Talk. Today I'm joined by Eric Hunter and Will Glade. And together we're going to look back on 2023 and talk through what made this year so different and how you can win in 2024. Welcome to the final episode of MTeq Talk. All right, guys, let's talk about 2023. So much happened over the course of this year. It's really hard to remember everything. Bank failures, launch of AI into our daily lives, Tom Brady retired, and all the while, business just kept moving. Consumers kept shopping, but we did have some struggles that may have hindered some business for members. So this one goes to you, Eric. Looking back on the year, what are some of those big challenges that members faced?
Well, Chris, I'd say this year seems like everything changed and nothing's changed at the same time. It was kind of back to business as usual. We saw an uptick in duress purchases, heavy promotional events, and consumers returning to on-store and looking to buy online. I think our members were a little bit flat-footed in their assortments and what they were really capturing customers with in terms of brand mix, product mix, and availability and competitiveness, really just alleviating those friction points and being easier to shop with.
With COVID, right, everything changed to online overnight. But what we are seeing is the fact that some of the things on the marketing side, right, haven't reverted back to pre-pandemic levels, particularly the cost of marketing, right? Cost per click is still as high as it was during, the COVID time, and it hasn't dropped down to pre-pandemic levels. And so with that, it's something members need to consider is how do I meet the consumers where they're at and what is the cost going to be of that?
Let's dig into the data a little bit more. The three of us, we're peeling that onion all the time and looking for ways that we can make some micro improvements that hopefully scale on the revenue side. So let's right back to you, Will. As far as the data is concerned, what are a few areas that still need to be improved by members for them to continue on a growth path into 2024?
Yeah, definitely. So, with that, I think the whole concept of MTeq and the idea of always on marketing, right? And not just being there during the promotional periods, but to Eric's point, we have a lot of consumers are shifting back towards, having to replace a broken appliance versus, I've got all this cash that I can redo my entire kitchen with and install new appliances. So part of that is understanding what are the products that consumers are looking for. If you don't have the right assortment, like Eric said earlier, then you're missing, demand. You're missing customers that you could be capturing, because ultimately digital marketing, it's the business of capturing demand. We're not here to create it. We're here to capture the customer where they're at and ultimately provide them with the products that they're looking for.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. What do you think, Eric?
I kind of summarize it into 3 big points, pardon the pun, but it's look big, feel big, and act big. How do you look big? You utilize the vendor inventory that we work so hard with some of our key partners to integrate on your website. Your warehouse goes from 20,000 square feet to 1,020,000 square feet with a couple clicks of a button, right? Make sure your promotions are front and center on your homepage and that they carry throughout your web experience. So it's cohesive. Consumers feel like they can get as good of a deal with you as they're going to get at some other big box retailer in your competitive market. And then lastly, how do you act big? Well, you make it easy to do business with. Be transparent in your fees, have delivery options, and take multiple payment forms online.
Yeah, what did you see when it came to big box, Will?
Similar to what Eric was saying, right, is just the idea that our members are going to have to be promotional. They're going to have to invest in their marketing or they're going to get left behind. Big box put the pedal to the metal, and we were caught flat-footed, a lot of our members. I think a lot of our members picked back up the speed and they realized this, and they back half of the year. And so for 2024, what members need to be considering is, am I spending enough to be competitive in my marketplace? Am I spending enough to beat big box? You don't have to beat them on a national level. You just have to beat them inside your neighborhood.
The year's wrapping up and we have a solid grasp on those 2023 numbers. We know what it looks like to be a David and act like a Goliath. Here's just a simple question. How did the year end up for members?
Yeah, this year, like I said, we had a chance to learn, to test, and to set our members up to win. We had record online holiday events. So our parlay on these major promotions really helped support members' growth. Some of our largest members growing over double digits online and at point of sale. I think the plan for next year is to do more of the same and test new waters.
Well, members, that's it for 2023 MTeq Talk from AVB Marketing. We've got a lot more great stuff coming next year, so stay tuned.
Happy holidays.
holidays.